I'm looking out from my window. Sun's coming up like the day.
Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Also, if you are new, welcome. Are you guys ready to tackle the entire house? Because that is the mood I was in on this day. So we are just getting it all done. So we got cleaning to do. There's some deep cleaning that needed to get done. Especially like in the dog rooms where the dogs eat and stuff. Especially with my Cuddle Bear Bailey / Slobber Monster. There was definitely some areas that needed a really good attention detail work. But we're also going to be decluttering and organizing and just getting it all done. I really try and take advantage of when I have energy and when I don't, because honestly, right now, those bursts of energy are few and far between. Because I literally last night, I looked at the clock every time I got up to go to the bathroom, and it was anywhere between every 30 minutes to an hour. So needless to say, sleep is very hard to come by nowadays. But that's okay. We're still doing it. We're still getting it all done. I keep telling myself, like, if I start slacking now, I'm going to go absolutely mental once baby gets here, because I just don't function well in chaos. And I know with having surgery and stuff, like, I won't have a choice but to actually sit down and not do anything, which is going to be difficult, but we will get it done. So yeah, we are going around, we are getting it all done, trying to stay on top of things as much as possible. And like I said, when I got that burst of energy, we are going for it, because in my house, it does not take long. As you can see by this nightstand and all the dog hair on it, it doesn't take long for things to get overwhelming and chaotic and crazy. So here we go, just trying our best. It's crazy to think. So Tuesday, I hit 34 weeks. So I'm like 34 and a half weeks when you're watching this video, and I know I'm not going past 39 weeks. Like, that's max, but I have this like mommy intuition that it's going to be sooner. I have started feeling a little off, and I know with Freya, I was actually had her at 34 weeks due to preeclampsia. I had Xander at 34 weeks due to preeclampsia. So I'm like keeping a really close eye on those symptoms and things. So yeah, it's crazy to think, like, max, we have like 4.5 weeks till baby's here. And that's max. And that's absolutely insane. Like, in my brain, I keep thinking that. I'm like, there's a very good chance baby's going to be here this month. And I still feel like I got so much going on. Luckily, though, like, I have a ton of freezer meals. If you've been following us over on our family vlog channel, which is Cambriea and Bobby, you can see I have been, like, making my recipes at night and doubling or tripling them. That way, not only am I feeding the family for the night, but then we also have freezer meals for once baby's here. So yeah, so much going on, getting it all done, and just staying on top of absolutely everything. Oh, and on top of that, this week, we've also had my parents' dogs at our house, which they're super easy. Little Fee and Jasmine have been here. I still go over to mom and dad's house because they're in Wisconsin, actually, visiting family. So they were in the Keys not too long ago. Now they're in Wisconsin. So I've been going over to their house like once a day to help with the cats and the birds, but with them being gone a little bit longer this time, I wanted to bring the dogs here. That way, cats to me are a little bit easier to just like kind of let them do their own thing. Honestly, like, they have 2 cats, and one of the cats I never see, ever. She is such a little scaredy cat, which is funny. Her name is Spooky, and like, she does not show her face. Thistle, their other little cat, comes out right away, is like, yep, she's bringing the food, I'm here. The other cat, I don't know. For all I know, it's, I have no idea. And then the birds I'll feed once a day, but yeah, just working a little bit at a time, trying to tackle everything with the idea of knowing that, because, okay, you guys know, like, the kids and Bobby are amazing. Like, if I ask Freya to clean up after herself for being, well, just turning 4, she does a great job cleaning her room, picking up her toys. Yes, I still do it from time to time, but I feel like there's a difference between mommy clean and the rest of the house clean. So I know the house is not going to turn like completely chaotic while I am recovering, but there's definitely going to be areas of the house that does not get handled the same as if I was up and doing it. So that is everything going through my mind. Like, okay, what all do we have to get done? What all needs to be going? My only hope is that this baby does not come September 21st or September 25th, because that is Xander and Bjorn's birthdays. And we always try to make the kids' birthdays extra special for them. And especially with the boys getting older, I gave them actually the choice this year. I'm like, do you guys want mom and dad to get you a birthday present that you can open? And like, when they're little, they love that. Like Freya, we got a bunch of like little toys that she could open and play, and it's the best thing in the world. But the boys are getting older. So I asked them, like, do you want that? Or do you want to just have a day out with mom or dad, you choose, and we'll go to lunch, we'll give you a budget, go to the store, you can buy what you want. If you want clothes, shoes, toys, Robux, whatever it is, you'll have a budget. You don't get to go AWOL. Like, there's a situation to this. But we always try to make the day very special. Like, on the kids' birthdays, they always get a birthday dinner. It's what I grew up with. My mom always made whatever we wanted for dinner, whatever we wanted for dessert. Like, it was our choice, and I do the same thing with the kids. So that is why I don't want the kids to share a birthday, because that way they still have their special day. I don't want to be like, okay, and I'm sure we would figure it out, because there's plenty of people. I've actually had a ton of people message me and be like, oh, I shared with my sister or brother and whatever, all these things. So I'm sure we could figure it out. It wouldn't be the end of the world, but I love being able to make like the day so special. So, but yeah, this day though, I think a lot of my energy was that I had finally gotten just like a nap in, which I know sounds crazy, but I was talking to Bobby the other day, and I was literally in our room because I was trying to take a nap, and it just doesn't happen. Like, I have 3 kids, and mainly Freya. Like, the boys, if I tell them I want to take a nap, they'll leave me alone, whatever, but Freya's 4. So I'm like, okay, Freya, I'm going to go take a nap. She's like, okay. And she wanted to come and take a nap and cuddle with me. But that never turns into actually like cuddling and taking a nap. So it's rare that happens. And on this day, I actually like, Freya was outside with Bobby, and like I was actually just able to lay down and crash for a little while, and it felt so good. But yeah, that is why I highly recommend, especially if you are not a first-time mom, getting as much rest as possible when you can, because it can be so hard. It's funny because I remember being pregnant with Xander, and for the most part, it was pretty easy. His pregnancy, other than like heartburn and things like that, went really smooth till I hit 34 weeks. And if you guys have had preeclampsia, you know it can just like sneak up on you. So it was one of those situations where I had a pretty good pregnancy, worked pretty much through the whole thing. I literally went home from work one day and I was like, I just don't feel right. Like, I deal with headaches on a regular basis already. I have a seizure disorder. If you're new here, if you're not new here, you guys know that. And a big thing I deal with is headaches, but I had one that just, it didn't feel right. So I finally like went home from work, called my OB, went in, and literally like that day they're like, yep, you're not going home. You're going to labor and delivery and you're having this baby. But other than that, like it went pretty smooth. I worked. When I came home, I slept. It was super, and then the more kids you have, the less sleep you get because you have mommy duties on top of it. So yeah, take advantage. If this is your first baby, sleep, enjoy it. But I'm telling you, I always have people be like, oh, just wait till you get the newborn tired. I will take newborn tired over pregnancy tired any day, which I know is like controversial. Different people think differently. But for me specifically, I actually feel like I am way more rested and energy wise when I have a newborn compared to this third trimester. So yeah. Oh, we are moving right along. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys. Those little stamps that go in the toilet, I wanted to test it out and actually see if it kept the toilet bowl clean. Because that's what it claims, is you don't have to clean your toilet as often because of this thing. I will say right now, I put it in our toilet bowl because I'm like, okay, ours just doesn't get the same action as the kids' bathroom, which is also kids' bathroom, guest bathroom, all the things. And I tested it out by not cleaning my toilet for like a week. And I just left the little thing in there. I can say it definitely doesn't clean your toilet. I do like it for the fact of hiccups. If I'm having guests over, I do like that it has like a nice scent to it. So I've been using it still in the guest bathroom, especially on Sundays when we do family dinner. But I'm going to have to say no to the actually keeping the tank clean situation, because I definitely noticed still getting that buildup and everything in the toilet. So if you guys haven't tried it, I definitely wanted to like give you guys that info, because my hope was like it really would like keep it cleaner. And I didn't feel like it was doing that in the kids' bathroom, but like I said, like kids are messy and they don't always flush, and like there's just, you guys get it, kids. So I'm like, let's test it in our bathroom where, you know, we actually clean up after ourselves and flush and things like that. And I just noticed that there was still the buildup. And that is even with us having a like whole house water filtration system. So like it for guest bathrooms, especially if you like planning ahead, you put it in there right before guests show up and it's like most potent. Like it for that. Wouldn't get it for an idea of you don't have to clean your toilets as often. I don't think that is a realistic claim, but I wanted to test it out. I felt like for me, I clean my toilets very often because you guys know me, like I don't love cleaning, but I need to live in a clean house. Like, so when it comes to certain projects I don't enjoy doing, I do them more often. That way it's never a big to do. Like I'm never scrubbing my toilet or scrubbing pretty much anything in my house, except for maybe when it comes to dog stuff. But I'm never like, usually everything to get it clean is a pretty simple process because I stay on top of it. And that's what I like. It's what I've learned for me personally as someone that does not like cleaning, but also cannot handle living in chaos, that staying and doing things more often takes less time. And I feel so much more like just not so overwhelmed. Also, I love this mop and the way that I can just like switch out the pads as I'm going. You guys saw me, I was cleaning the mirrors and then I cleaned the floors, and now I'm moving on to like the wall door areas. And I have a lot of these pads because I love just being able to go like, okay, take it off, move to the next one, take it off, move to the next one. And it makes certain areas of your house when you're cleaning so much easier to clean with these pads. Oh, love it. I still love my O-Cedar though. I think I've said that multiple times. I have the O-Cedar, I have this one. Love them both for very different specific reasons. I do think if you're not someone like me, like I love cleaning gadgets. That's also one thing that like makes cleaning fun to me is cleaning products, cleaning gadgets. Like I like changing out my multi-purpose spray. I like having the stuff from the wellness store. I like having the thieves cleaner. I like having all of those things. Oh, also here's my little puppers, Bailey. I often have people ask me where Bailey is because sometimes you guys see him in my videos and sometimes he's just somewhere napping and I didn't happen to go in that area where he's napping. So when I was going in here, I wanted to show him off. He quickly decided that I was bugging him and he found a new place to nap though. But yes, Bailey is our giant teddy bear. Minnie you see all the time because that girl is like a Velcro dog and near me at all times. I say that as she is sitting right next to me. She has to be touching me if I am like anywhere at all times. So you guys see her all the time, but Bailey you guys often don't see because he's usually napping, and his naps will vary of where he is. And if I'm not in that specific area, you guys won't see him because he's not just like walking around and doing and whatever. But I knew, oh, it looks like he made it outside at this point. I knew I had to get this room just cleaned up. Cleaning up this couch is a regular basis thing because Bailey loves this couch and sleeps on it all the time. Actually, I have noticed, like, I think Minnie actually sheds more than Bailey. Now, the difference is when Bailey sheds, like, it's a lot. He's a big dog. But Minnie, for such a small dog, sheds a lot because we do let her sleep in bed with us. It's actually really, really sweet because she is such a little cuddler. But I've definitely noticed having to keep up with the hair on our bed so much more since getting her, and like on my clothes and things because she's always on me. I actually think for such a small dog, she might shed more than Bailey, which is absolutely insane. I have learned though in this room, because the dog spends so much time out here, that going through when I'm dusting with the vacuum and if you have the horsehair attachment or any of the just like bristle attachments, and vacuuming as much as possible makes a huge difference. And really it makes a difference throughout your entire house because often any dusters, like if I'm doing a simple dusting, I'll just grab like a Swiffer duster, but having the vacuum to actually make sure it's all getting picked up does make a big difference. So that's what I was doing in here. I just wanted to go around and really pick up all the dust, all the grime, everything that just gets caught in all the different areas. And that's even with me running the robot vacuum out here daily, which I have been loving having the two different robots because, okay, and this is like not a necessary thing. It is definitely a nicety. Our Eufy robot vacuum, I can program it to work on different levels of the house. But often, like, I'm just like sitting on the couch and I think about it, and it's just really nice to just be able to press an app and press start compared to going over there, picking it up, moving outside. Like I said, this is a nicety, not a must situation. I realize this is like not a big thing, but I feel like right now those little things right now feel so nice. But yeah, even with doing that, this still gets like the hair and dust and everything. Dust especially because whenever we feed the birds outside, their food because of it being the seeds and grain, it's very powdery. So you have the bigger pieces, but then it's almost like floury, like actual like baking flour. So sometimes it'll like poof if you scoop it weird. I don't know if you can like get what I'm saying, but know when you like scoop flour, how if it has like an air pocket, like poofs. The bird's food does that also. I hope you guys get what I'm saying. Otherwise, I just sound absolutely insane. But their stuff does that. So it just causes that different dust that just goes throughout the entire room. I also wanted to show a close-up of this cabinet because I love that the camera hides some of the dust and dirt in the house because you guys think I am so clean, and I try to be. But there is just some things that happen when you are a mom and you have pets, and things naturally get dirty. So if you are ever watching my videos and you're like, oh, I just could never have my house as clean as you, Cambriea, just know the camera hides so much, which is why I wanted to show that close up, because from here, this cabinet does not look that bad, but I feel like that close up actually showed what I was working on, and why this gets a little crazy, because Bailey is definitely not like Beethoven, or the way that movie implies St. Bernards are, where they just like waterfall drool. However, if he is eating, or if we take him for a walk, drinks water, something like that, that is when he will drool. So usually around his food dishes and things like that is where it gets the grossest in this area. I also love having the water filter out here. So the water color is literally just changing unless I put the scent beads in. But often in this room, I don't do as much when it comes to scent beads. Every once in a while, I will. But often I just use water with a little bit of vinegar out here. And the water color change is literally just from all the impurities in the air.
Standing on the porch in the night, thinking how we used to be way back in time. Barefoot on the grass, open skies. I can feel it every time I close my eyes. Yeah. Can you remember when we were young and free, like queens up on a thrones? Never surrender, we're having too much fun.
I actually need to do a much deeper clean on this entire sliding door. I was noticing around the handles was pretty dirty, so I just did that on this day. But honestly, one of these days, I need to go in and like the whole surround area needs to get cleaned. But honestly, I know that is going to be a huge project, so I haven't gotten to it. I think I just need to start putting these like deep cleaning projects on a list and like make that my specific job for that day, because there's certain little things going on throughout the house that I'm trying to get done and work on. And that is one of them that's been bothering me for some time. But I will say, and been using this stuff now for a good bit, and I feel like I really have a good like feel of it. This window cleaner from the wellness store, I think is my new favorite window cleaner. Like, I still really, really like the, spray away. I'm losing train of thought. Still really, really like the spray away. But I feel like often with the spray away, I have to rub it in a little bit more, just to make sure that I don't have streaks, where I feel like this stuff dries without as much effort, streak-free, if that makes sense. Both are great, but it's really hard to say that though, because I do love my spray away. But yeah, I think I really like this new stuff. I'm just going around, and basically any of the fabrics in this room, this water is just hot water with scent booster beads. So I just like to do this every once in a while, spray everything down. It's a good like in between before, instead of doing like a full tear down of the furniture to like give it a good washing and everything, because let's be realistic, I'm not tearing this couch apart every single week to wash it. My goal is about, I don't know, once a month. And let's be honest, that doesn't always even happen. But that is my goal. The nice thing, though, on this day, I had a couple things going on. I had doctor's appointments and things like that. And when I got home, the kitchen, as you can see, was all clean. Thanks to Bobby, my amazing husband. But that allowed me then, when I got home, to focus on some of these areas that I've been wanting to get done but haven't gotten done. So I decided I was going to declutter and organize my junk drawer. This really needs to be done every single month. Like, if you have a junk drawer in your house, you know how it is. Like, kids' homework gets thrown in there. Bills get thrown in. Like, it's truly a catch-all drawer. And it can get insane quickly. So I do like to try and go in here fairly regularly and just organize it out, clean it out. It gets full of shavings from the pencils and just random stuff. And being able to go in, get rid of the trash. Often it's just putting things back where they actually belong, because I'll get like hair ties and different tools and things like that. And yes, some of it belongs in here, but often it's just like, oh, instead of it getting put away correctly the first time, it got thrown into this drawer. So just trying to keep up with all of those things, go through the paperwork. You guys know me, when it comes to mail and stuff, it is normally my goal. And I say normally because, let's be honest, we all like to have these perfect, like, habits put into place, but they don't always happen. But when it comes to paper clutter, like, I try and go through it right away. That way it just never gets too insanely crazy. But stuff happens. There's times that I still need to go through, and I will just throw paper in there instead of actually going through it. So taking the time to go through it, figure out what I could recycle, what need to get shredded, and then going in and reorganizing out this drawer.
Read my eyes, do I want to stay? If you thought you weren't made that way, it's the choices we make. We give and take, and I know you will keep trying. Said I think I know what you mean. Pretty good for it.
So I have also been getting a ton of messages lately about people asking about me, like, taking time off after the baby is born. So yes and no. And I say that because, so obviously with me doing YouTube, I don't have like a maternity leave or something like that through a company or anything like that. So what I have been doing is trying to like film a little extra every single week. That way, you guys know, like, I love being here for you guys every single Tuesday, every single Friday. Like, I pride myself on that, even on weeks where I'm like, okay, I just need a little bit of time off. I try to throw out at least a marathon video for you guys. So I have been doing that. So my hope is that I have enough content that even after baby is born, and I'm going to need some time, that you guys will still get videos posted. I may still be pregnant in them, and I hopefully you guys still watch them and support them and do all the things. And I might throw up a marathon video at that time, but I do want to stay posting. I will say, though, if you want to stay like up to date, we will also have our family vlog channel still being regular. Because the nice thing about that channel is, like, this channel, I love making it. It's cleaning, it's organizing, it's decorating. I do throw in some recipes every once in a while. But for the most part, like, I want to be here for you guys' motivation. Plus, I just enjoy sitting here and chit-chatting with you guys. But over there, it's a little bit of everything. Like, you're going to get shopping and cooking and Bobby's DIY projects and some just regular day in the life type vloggy stuff. So over there is probably where you're going to get more like in the date time of after baby's born, all of those things, which I'm actually really excited about documenting all of that. I don't know. I did some of it with Freya, but we didn't really have the family vlog channel hugely when she was first born, so I didn't do a ton of it. So with this one, I'm excited, especially it's our last. Like, everything's going to be the last time, which is crazy to think and kind of sad to think. Like, everything that is this baby's first will be my last, which, makes me a little sad. But, yes, over there is going to be more like real-time stuff. So, for everyone wondering about me taking time off, it's a yes and a no. I'm just trying to plan ahead so that you guys are still getting content. Obviously, with me being on YouTube, if I don't post, I don't get paid. So like I said, hopefully you guys still watch all the videos, even if I'm still pregnant in them after baby's born. Just making sure everything is all lined up and ready to go. Oh, this drawer, this is another drawer. Silverware drawers, utensil drawers, all of those drawers, I feel like get so grimy so quickly. So I was just going in and I just decided I was just going to tackle a couple of the areas that were bugging me the most and getting them wiped out. Luckily, this pots and pan drawer was easy because pots and pans are big, so it doesn't take much to take them out, wipe it down, and put them all back in organized. But it did feel nice when I got home and saw that the kitchen was clean and I could just like specifically work on certain areas. It was really, really nice. I do need to like do a really good kitchen, like declutter, clean, deep clean, everything one of these days. I haven't done that in months. Like the thorough clean, like pull out your fridge, pull out your stove, take everything out of the cabinets, wipe the cabinets out, especially my corner cabinet. My lower corner cabinet with the Lazy Susan is pretty dirty. And I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off just because I know I have to take everything out and then vacuum it and wipe it all down. And I've just been avoiding that. But one of these days, I'm going to go in and do it and just tell myself, be like, okay, this is the only thing I need to do today is worry about the kitchen and let's just tackle it. You guys know me, though, like, I always say it's the hardest part is just starting because it's always the mental thing of just doing it. And I know if I give myself time limits to do different areas, I could probably knock out the entire kitchen in a matter of a couple of hours. But it's getting past that mental block. And I know so many of you guys get it because you guys are always asking where I get my motivation from and everything. And I'm just like you guys. Like, I get the same mental block. And I have to tell myself, just like I tell you guys, that it's progress over perfection and that I need to give myself, like, time limits. Because I look at my kitchen and think, okay, I need to do all this. And in my head, this is like an exhausting all-day project when realistically it's probably not as bad as I'm making it out to be, and I just need to jump on it and tackle it. So that's another thing going on my to-do list. I know people are always asking like if I have routines and if my to-do lists like are on paper or anything, and it's not. Everything I do is like a mental list. I've just never been good at lists, even on my phone. My sisters are constantly, because I have a horrible memory. It all goes back to my seizure disorder. Like, my memory is horrendous. And you would think there'd be certain things that I do to help with that, and I just have a hard time implementing it. I don't know why. Like, it doesn't make sense. But my sisters will always like, oh, just put like an alarm on your phone or a reminder on your phone. And will literally forget to do things like that that would make my life easier. So these are all just mental checklists that I have going on. It's not ever a actual checklist. It's always just in my head of, all right, this needs to get done, this needs to get done. And I usually don't forget them because I see it on a daily basis. So it's like that constant reminder that it needs to get done. So I don't know. Actually saying this and talking to you guys out loud, I think I just need to say tomorrow I am going to work on the kitchen. Nothing else. I'm not going to make my bed in the morning. I'm not going to worry about the family room. Freya can clean up her toys when she gets up. I will just focus on the kitchen. Yes, that is going to be my goal. It is going on the to-do list. It's what I'm going to get done. Oh, it's sometimes still, though, you say it and it just feels so overwhelming. It will get done, though. Because I know mentally, once it is done, I'm going to feel so much better. Like, that is usually the one thing that keeps me going, is when I have big projects like that, I'm like, oh, it feels so overwhelming. Like, I just don't want to do it. Reminding myself that the feeling once it's done, like, I'm going to have such a sense of, relief. Like, oh, it's done. I don't need to worry about it. Especially because I know come Christmas, you guys know me, I'm insane when it comes to the Christmas holiday. I decorate early. I go all out. Like, I want that Pinterest perfect Hallmark Christmas. I'm insane. But I love it. But with that, it makes it harder to get any type of deep cleaning projects done because I have so much more stuff to clean around. I always say I'm not a minimalist, but I'm not a maximalist. I'm a middleist. So usually I have just enough things to make my house feel cozy, but I don't ever like to overdo it. But I'm definitely not a minimalist by any means. But I do that because it actually makes life easier. Like, only having a couple things is so much easier to keep clean and keep tidy. So if you don't like cleaning and you don't like organizing, get rid of your stuff. It's the biggest tip I can give anyone is just get rid of your stuff. It makes life so much easier. I was actually watching, who was I watching the other day? I cannot remember. But they were doing a huge room declutter. And the amount of toys and stuff, like, there's days that I feel like my kids have way too much stuff, and then I watch some of these decluttering and I'm like, do my kids have like nothing? I don't know, but I like it that way. I actually also feel like it's a lot easier on the kids in the long run when it comes to keeping their stuff clean, when it's not an overwhelming amount of stuff. But yeah, I was watching that the other day and I'm like, oh man, that is a project that I would definitely feel extremely overwhelmed with. And I have in the past been extremely overwhelmed with. I know, like, I definitely did not come to this place in my life overnight. It definitely took time and patience and just progress of doing things, and decluttering and realizing more and more, like, things never made me happy. Like, there's certain things in my house that we really enjoy and cherish, but all the extra stuff didn't bring joy at all. It just brought anxiety and anxiousness and overwhelming feelings, and figuring out that I didn't need all the stuff. And like I said, I'm not a minimalist, because I know people are always like, oh my gosh, you still have so much stuff. And I know, but the stuff I have really brings me joy and really makes me happy. And I still think I'm still, like, learning. Plus, over time, like, as you get older, like, your styles, your wants and needs all change. So just figuring it all out. But yeah, if you hate cleaning and you hate organizing and you hate all those things, declutter. Makes the biggest difference in the world. Such a life-changing thing, and it can seem so simple, and I'm sure you've heard it a million times. I often will see videos often on like other social media, they're usually the shorts and stuff, of these parents that are like so overwhelmed with keeping their house clean, and I just so badly want to go there and help them and just like declutter with them. But you also have to be in the mental space to be able to do that, because I have helped a lot of people over the years, and it's been off and on because life gets crazy. I try to do as much as I can, and then I'll get pregnant or COVID hit or something happens. But the easiest people to work with are the people that are ready to make a difference. And the people that aren't ready to let go, it often just goes back to the way it was. So don't ever let yourself feel completely like discouraged, because decluttering takes time. Like I always say, it's like working out, it's a muscle. And when you first start, you probably won't be that good at it, and you probably won't get rid of as much as you really need to. But if you make it a habit where you're doing it every 3 to 6 months, like you're going through that space again and again and again, you're going to get better at it. You're going to get rid of more, and eventually it just like clicks in your brain how much easier and mentally how much better you feel. And I don't know, maybe that's my neurodivergent brain speaking, but enough of you are going to get it. But it's going to click and be like, oh my goodness, I should have done this years ago, because this really does mentally, physically make me feel so much better. So yeah, that's my little rant of the day of decluttering. I always touch on that though. You guys know, like when I talk about keeping a clean house, the biggest thing is getting rid of your stuff, because you know me, I am never getting rid of my animals. I love being a mama and having babies, and I love having fur babies or feathered babies, all the things. So they will always be around. But the one thing I can change is the amount of extra just things in my house. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video and chit-chatting and hanging out. I always enjoy hanging out with you guys, but I'll see you guys next time. Bye.